Hi guys, me again. Continuation of discussions that we've been working on for a couple of weeks about pressing the ball, how we do it, our shape. Position, read, activate, tackle. These are the vital words that we should always remember when we're out there on the field. First one is position. Too many times we get boys arguing, squabbling with a ref, having a moan, whinge, heads down. Got to stop that. First thing, return the ball over, give it to the opposition. Position, get into position, get our shape back together. Forwards can be the worst ones for this, they like to moan a little bit. Reading the game. There's no point reading something when you're not in position. You can read whatever you want, you can stand back and have a good look at it, but you're not being a teammate. You're just watching it from a distance. Activating is getting your body ready to go. Get going. And we'll try and tackle. This is the press rules. There's a couple of bits in there, depending on what your mate's doing and what the score line is at that point. There's also cover and follow. But PRA, position, read, activate, we should be doing constantly, all the time. They're the three main things that we should always be doing. Position, read, activate. So, from any position on the park, wherever the ball might be, in my mind, there's no reason why anyone should be stood still. You should be moving into position, jogging. If you're in position, you can rest and read. And if the ball's near you, you should be reading, activating at that point. The whole team needs to work together. I cannot stress that enough. I think most people are on board now with the idea of what we're doing. They've seen it working last week. As far as how well it can work, it was probably 50% last week in terms of how it was applied, but it can be better. It can be 100%. Everyone just needs to be on board with the idea and not be thinking individual thoughts out there. Be working and acting as a group. So we know that we're not marking people, we're marking spaces. Why are we marking spaces? Because we can affect more. This guy is currently marking this guy, and if there was a guy over here, he's marking this guy as well. If we're man marking, just have a look at that for a moment. I mean, it's very simple. This guy is marking 3 people, this guy is marking 3 people, this guy is marking 2. Okay, if we were, let's do this. Where are we? Let's just do that for a second. Look how it looks. It just looks like we think we've got one job to do. We don't. We shouldn't. It's football. We should be out there to get the ball as much as possible. When you tie yourself to a man, you're doing 2 things. You're making yourself only responsible for one thing, so I could just put you over here and ask you to look after the boots. You're only responsible for one thing, and this guy is right next to you should the ball become available over here. If the ball pops out to here, it's a race between you 2. Now if this guy's quicker than you, you lose. Now if we just lay it back out how I want it to be played, where we've got 3 forwards. Oh, we're missing someone. 4 in defence, 3 in the midfield. Forwards up here. Bring some other players in. Okay, now if the ball pops into this same space, there's a race on. There's a race between two people. So it's not a man-to-man situation. We're not reliant on how good one individual is on the park. We're operating as a team. Now, I need to get these 3 forwards thinking that they're part of the team and they're not individuals. That's what I need tomorrow. I need the forwards to know that their jobs going backwards are just as important as coming forward. Just as important. No more or less important than the midfield, who are also responsible to close up spaces behind. Now, if we can accept that, and we can do that, what we will do is, no matter where the ball is, these guys in the middle of the park, they will know that they've got no time on the ball. No time at all. That the moment they receive the ball, they've got pressure from all directions. This guy is expecting this guy to get the pass, but just close down the gap slightly. These guys will press the ball here. Okay? I want pressing from behind, from the front there. We will win the ball way more than we ever have to this point. Same story in here. Should this guy receive the ball, the two closest people, here and here, go press the ball. This guy, don't stand there twiddling your thumbs. Go and crowd it out. People will go, oh, that's madness, you can't have three people going at the ball. Oh, yes, you can. Because for this guy to do something sensible and distribute the ball to the rest of the team, or if there's a run that's coming down here on the outside, he's got to get the pass away. If the press is quick enough, he ain't going to get nothing away. He can't. Okay? So this system is about crowding out play. It's about occupying spaces and preventing passes through the lines. Prevent the pass from occurring in the first place, and we break it down. So that's what I want, pressing from behind. Oh, pressing from behind here in the midfield to the midfield. And occupy the spaces. Don't follow men around. I want you to have the freedom to play football. And that can only happen if you have the energy to do it. If I ask you to follow this midfield around, just follow him around the whole time, you're not going to have the energy. You're not going to have the energy to play football and make sensible passes, sensible decisions. But if you hold your ground, and if he steps over this way, takes 10 paces, and you take 2 paces, he's done a lot more work than you. If I say man-to-man marking, he goes 10 paces, you go 10 paces, then, of course, you're just as tired as he is. So I don't want you to be as tired as him. I want you to hold your spaces. He goes 10 paces, you go 2. You're not marking him. You're just adjusting your position within that gap. So that's how we're playing. Nice shape, nice formation. We don't follow people around the park. So shape and formation, if we can do that, I'm happy. With regard to, let's take these throw-in situation. We'll take the right back, do the throw-ins. We're saying on set pieces and on throw-ins, corners, same scenario. Do not man mark. I'm very happy for this guy. There's a throw-in coming from here. I'm happy for this guy to receive the ball to feet. I'm happy for this guy to receive the ball to feet. Ideally, I don't want these guys getting headers. So, by not standing next to him, but having a bit of a distance between you and him, should the ball come over here, you've got the run on him to get the header. You've got a man that runs can jump higher than a man that stands still. You should be able to jump higher than him to win the headers. I don't want headers being given away cheaply and freely. So we run in and we press the ball. One from the front, one from behind, and this one's going to start to close up here as well. Position, read, activate, tackle. This will change slightly when we're not winning. When we're not winning, it's going to be the first man to the ball will more than likely be this guy coming forward. Position, he's in position. Is he reading the game? I hope so. When the ball is in flight, He's going to activate, the ball comes into flight, it comes up behind him, hopefully we win a header. If it goes straight back to this guy, I want this man to follow. Position read, activate, follow. I want him to follow. Seems madness, doesn't it? It's completely out of position. But it's about doing less and achieving more. This guy is already running, his momentum is already in this forward motion. So we will get a press from this guy, the ball's come here, it's come back. We'll get a press from here and to here on the ball. This guy and this guy are available. This guy pulls over to cover him. This guy will come over to cover him. If the pass should find another way out, well, we've got other people to go and meet those as well. So whilst we're not winning, position read, activate, follow. This guy and this guy know that this guy is running through here, pressing the ball. This guy and this guy are coming in, squeezing it slightly, but he knows his job, because this guy has done the full press, he's got to cover. So this has got to be covered. So although he's coming in, he's thinking to himself, cover. Now, if you can get between that line quick enough, there's no pass, there's no outlet, so you can squeeze in there. This guy is going to go and make the tackle. This guy will be coming in as well. So the full press scenario is about these guys here, all in this group, knowing what's going on. This guy's coming through, this guy has to come and press, but think about cover. This guy's covering, and this guy's going to come in and create the press as well. Now, in that scenario, you're going to need professional level players to get this ball out here. It's not going to happen. It's just too much pressure on the ball. There's no space to pass out as long as we all activate quick enough. So that's what we want. That's the full press situation. When we're winning the game, we won't leave ourselves vulnerable and press all the way up there. We won't create these holes. We'll just hold. We'll press to the first man. We won't press to the second, and we'll just hold our shape whilst we're winning. When we're not winning, we need to go win the ball. So we do that by pressing all the way through, from the first ball to the second ball. We're not going to chase it on then to the third, to the fourth, and carry on around the park. Just from the first to the second. So there we go. That's what we're doing. That's what we're doing tomorrow. I need everyone on board. Everyone needs to comply. Everyone needs to be on the game and follow these rules. If you have any questions about it, there was a couple of questions on Wednesday training. For example, who should go and press the ball? I think Carl asked me. Well, if this guy here is about to, there's a throw in there, it's about to go in here. I want the two closest people to press the ball. So in this case, it's here and here. Go press the ball. If this guy is wondering if he should go or not, my answer is go. Go put pressure on the ball. You can't score goals without the ball. So, if we crowd out that ball quick enough and stop them getting away with a pass or a cross, they can't score. It's just as simple as that, right? And winning games of football is about scoring goals. So, I would rather have a situation where three press than the alternative, which might be, well, I don't know, should I go, shouldn't I go, should I go, shouldn't go, who's the closest to the ball? Don't worry about that. Don't worry about that. If you believe you're the closest ball, just go. Just go. If we get a 3-on-1 situation, fantastic. You simply ain't getting out of there. And because of the way that we position ourselves, it's much easier for these guys to cover your back if you've got involved in a press and there's a spare man. Because we positioned ourselves into spaces, it's easy for that to be covered. So I'm not concerned if we get a 3-on-1. We probably will sometimes. Because activating at the right time is what makes this work. we can all be in position and read what's going on, but that's not going to get us the ball back. It's the activation and the tackle that wins us the ball. So I don't want you to be in two minds as to who's going to go. Who's going to go and press that ball? You go and press it if you feel that you're close enough. But the rule is, two closest people press the ball. Whilst we're not winning, this guy can press once more because he's travelling in that direction. I don't want this guy coming in here and changing direction to pull out to follow the ball. Okay, so just to make that clearer, I'm going to take all these guys off the board, and I'm just going to show you how we achieve more by doing less. So this guy's pressing the ball, and I'm happy for him to do this. I'm happy for his movement to be in that shape. He's carrying momentum and speed, he'll get there most likely before anybody else. What I don't want this guy doing is all the hard work, because running in straight lines isn't too tough, but running here and coming back here, that's bloody hard work. That's energy sapping stuff. If you do that for 5 minutes, you're going to know about it. That's football, but it's bloody hard football. Now the same with this guy. Okay, this guy here, throw-ins come down there. This guy's come to help the press. If the ball ends up down here with a guy down here, and it's gone from this man and it's been passed on to this guy, I want this guy coming back and following it to the next man. That's what I want. Because it's easy football. It's easy to go and chase that down. It's easy to run in those directions. You do less and achieve more. And there's lots of areas like this in football that we'll be looking at going forward. I don't want you guys doing really tough runs, weird shaped runs when it's not necessary. So, this guy can come back and press forward one. This guy can press forward one and then two if he wants to, but the rule is no more than the second man. Don't be following the ball all around the park. So that's the full press system when we're not winning. When we're winning, we hold our shape. We press out, we drop back in. We press out, we drop back in. We press that way, we drop back in. We do not follow it there and then on to the next man. Okay, and if we all do that, the shape and formation will remain solid and we'll be good. So, that's as much as I'm going to say. I think we've about exhausted that now. If there's anyone that feels that they don't understand what we're doing or why we're doing it, then you can have a word privately with me and I'll explain. But tomorrow that's what we're going to look at again, focus on that. And then in the coming weeks we need to start looking at set pieces in more detail. We've had a look at some corner work, and I believe we made vast improvements there. But over the next few weeks we're going to have to start looking at free kicks, defending corners and throw-ins again, unfortunately. So yeah, let's have a good game tomorrow. We all know what we're up to. The team news will be out in the changing room, let you know what the starting 11 is. That's one that we can go and win tomorrow. So see you all in the morning. Cheers.